I'm about to show you how to quickly and easily export Instagram Reels with the highest quality in Final Cut Pro in 2026. And to save you time, I've created an export preset that will instantly give you the correct settings, as well as a graphic overlay that will show you where to properly position the important parts of your video, like the text, etc., so it doesn't get cut off by any buttons on Instagram. You can download this export preset and template completely for free at the link in the video description. Now, before we get to the settings, let me tell you about the sponsor of this video, my good friends at Gamut. Yes, not only am I making a video about editing videos in Final Cut for the first time ever, I also have a sponsor that makes a plugin that is made to work in Final Cut. So if you use Final Cut, this is going to be really useful to you. Here's the deal. Gamut makes incredible LUTs and color presets for editors, but they also have a new Final Cut Pro plugin as well that adds a ton of pro-level features to the app that really make it look like you shot your videos on film. We are talking halation, which adds a glow to your highlights, grain that adds texture to every clip, and gate weave and flicker, which really sell that film projector vibe. And none of this exists natively in Final Cut, but Gamut gives them all to you to use in your films. If you want your videos to look unique and stand out from the ocean of videos that all look the same, because we all have good cameras these days, experimenting with plugins like this is one of the best ways to get a truly one-of-a-kind film look to your videos. Even better, let's talk pricing, because if you hate subscriptions, you can buy any of these effects with a one-time payment, no need to keep paying, and if you bundle them, it's even cheaper. I love it. But that said, Gamut does have a really affordable subscription option too that does give you access to all these effects plus so much more, including all of their color presets plus base LUTs, which are super useful if you're filming with different camera brands on the same shoot because it matches colors across all brands for one simple price. There's so much here, and that's why I love Gamut. You can check them out at the link in the video description, and when you use that link, you can get a 7-day completely free trial with full access to test everything these plugins have to offer, so go try out Gamut for yourself. Now let's jump right into Final Cut, and as you can see, I have created a new library here, but before you ever export your video, there are some important settings you're going to want to make sure are correct. First, make sure that you select your library up in the top left, and then over on the top right, make sure that your inspector is enabled, and here it says Instagram Reels Export Demo Standard Gamut SDR. If it says Wide Gamut HDR, you're going to be working in an HDR project, and your colors may end up looking very weird, and showing you how to export in HDR is outside the scope of this video. So just make sure that it says Standard Gamut SDR, and if it does not, click Modify, and then click Standard Gamut SDR, and click Change. With that done, you're next going to want to make sure that your project and timeline is set to the correct resolution. So whenever you are creating a project, which you can do by clicking down here at the bottom on this Create Project button, you're then going to see that you can name your project. So we'll call this Instagram Reel, but there's not many settings that we can change here, right? Well, we need to click on Use Custom Settings. And then this is very important. For video, you're going to want to change this to vertical. And then notice by default, Final Cut for some dumb reason is going to default to 720 by 1280, which is way too low of a resolution. It's going to make your reels look really pixelated. So change that to 1080 by 1920. And then for frame rate, you're always going to want to either choose 23.98p, 29.97p, or 59.94p, depending on the frame rate that you filmed your video at. In the past, Instagram used to convert any 24 FPS videos to 30 FPS, which could make the footage stutter and not play back as smoothly. But in mid 2025 or so, they started supporting more frame rates like 23.98 and 59.94, which is what most cameras are using these days. So you can use whichever option you like. For the sake of this example, I'm going to be leaving it on 23.98. For your rendering codec, you can leave this set to Apple ProRes 422, and then make sure that your color space is set to standard Rec 709. With earlier versions of Final Cut, this sometimes defaulted to a weird Rec 601 color space, which you definitely don't want. If it's grayed out and showing Rec 709 like this, then you're good to go. Lastly, leave your audio channel set to stereo and your sample rate set to 48 kilohertz and hit OK. Anyways, with your timeline now created, we're going to pretend that we already have a video fully edited here on the timeline, ready for us to export right now. Check this out now. Side note, if you want to make sure that all the elements of your video, the text, etc., is all properly positioned so it'll be visible and not be hidden by any of the app settings and buttons, etc., I've created a free overlay graphic that you can click and drag down onto your timeline, and that's going to show you that everything is positioned correctly. You can download this overlay template completely for free at the link below. Then just make sure that you delete this clip before you export your video. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. Now it's time to export this video. The easy way to do this is to download my free export presets, and then you can click the export button up in the top right and select Instagram Reel and click next, and you're good to go. But if you have not downloaded those yet, here's how you export manually. Hold down the Command key on your keyboard, then press the E key, which is going to open up the Export Settings dialog box. You can then go up here to the Settings tab at the top, and for format, you have the option of either choosing mastering or publishing, with options like video and audio, Apple devices, computer, social platforms, etc. Final Cut likes to default to mastering, but whenever you do this, it's going to make it export a .mov file. But if you want maximum compatibility, you're going to want to choose computer, which is going to give you a .mp4. Then for video codec, you're going to want to select HEVC 10-bit, because most phones are recording video in H.265, also known as HEVC these days, and this is a format that Instagram expects many videos to be uploaded at, not to mention that HEVC is a newer codec with better compression, so it will work very well. Then make sure that your resolution says 1080 by 1920, so it is vertical. You can leave the rest of this to the default and click Next, which is where you're going to choose where you want your video file to be saved to. Then once you hit save, Final Cut will immediately begin rendering your video. And to check the progress, you can click this little background tasks button in the top left, and it's going to show you under sharing where your video is exporting and when it will be done. Once your video is exported, you can copy the exported video to your phone from your computer using AirDrop if you have a Mac, or I really like using Dropbox as it works with everything. Here is another secret for the highest quality, because you may think you just want to take this video that you've exported and copied to your phone and go to Instagram and post it. But that is actually not going to give you the highest quality video. Instead, Instagram wants you to use their Edits app to edit and export your video. And when you do that, they will reward you with a higher quality video on Instagram. So download and open the Edits app. And to be clear, you don't actually need to make any edits to your video in this app because it's already edited. All you're going to need to do is go up to the export settings in the top right, select 4K resolution at 24 frames per second, or whichever frame rate you are using. And the reason you wanted to choose 4K is this is going to help guarantee that the Edits app uses a higher bitrate, which will keep the quality high whenever you upload it to Instagram. This is also why I recommended the bitrates that I did when exporting your video, because you will be re-encoding this video in the Edits app, and you want the video you import into this app to be as high quality as possible. So then go on ahead and tap export, and the video is going to render out in the Edits app. With that done, after the Edits app has rendered your video, here is very important. You're going to want to click the Instagram button in the bottom left, which is going to send this video to Instagram, because this is how you unlock the higher video quality that's going to play back on Instagram. If you do not click this button and instead choose to click download in the bottom and then copy it to Instagram, it will not work. You have to send this exported video from Edits to Instagram. Once you do that, Instagram is going to open up the post settings page where you can add a thumbnail, write your description, etc. And if you were not using edits, there would be a setting here that you could enable that will let you toggle on upload at the highest quality. But as you can see at the very bottom of the screen, it says Reels made with edits are optimized for high quality playback on Instagram, so you do not have to do anything else. With that, all you have to do is tap share, and your video will be shared to Instagram in the highest quality possible. Now, if you have not downloaded the export presets and safe zone template overlay to make sure you're putting your text in the right place, what are you doing? It's all free, and it's linked down in the video description. Please also like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos about filmmaking and video editing. I will link to a playlist of all of these export setting tutorial videos down in the video description, because I make them for all of the platforms today to help you get the highest quality. We're talking Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. And there are also different tutorials for different video editing software too, like Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut like you just saw, etc. All linked for you down in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.